So I was watching a Frankenstein video, or a video that was explaining the creative process that Mary Shelley went through to create that novel. And I think a couple of things are interesting. I think one is the fact that the story, in addition to being science fiction, is also called a ghost story, actually illustrates a lot of things. But I think it unconsciously, unintentionally offers a third option to the two possible theories that are presented, right? In the video, the first theory that's presented is that maybe it is possible to artificially create life, right? But then the alternative one is, well, no, that there's like a vital force, is what it's called in life, that makes something like that impossible, that it can only exist obviously through reproduction, etc. But I think when you call it a ghost story, it offers a third option, because it suggests that both can exist at the same time, that there is a vital force, but that vital force can be manipulated in certain ways. So as an example, in the story of Frankenstein, as I've mentioned before, the idea that the monster perhaps existed in some form before he was physically brought into the world, that presents the possibility that whatever the vital force is can be manipulated in ways that are way more dangerous than just certain kinds of technological advancements that society has presented us, right? With particularly in regards to AI, right? And I think it in that way it solves a lot of other logistical problems that we see in regards to AI and science fiction, right? The idea of the illusion of consciousness, right? That the illusion of consciousness obviously has its limitations, right? When it is artificially created, ultimately, human beings are really the basis for it. It doesn't really have its own foundation, right? Its own independent existence. However, in the context of, I would say, as in regards to the monster in Frankenstein, it does make you wonder, well, how are there other ways to tap into the vital force that are outside of what we would call, the biosphere, the circle of life, or whatever, the things that continues to, that perpetuates our own population, the reproductive process, and is that how much of that vital force really is something that is tangible or palpable, something that we can touch, versus is it something that is quite dangerous, as we see in Frankenstein, because we don't really fully understand, and therefore we should not be tapping into it recklessly.